everybody, welcome back. Hey, I just wanted to kind of do kind of like a follow-up on that video that just uploaded, I don't know, last night or this morning, but really think about life in general. I don't know, this since a couple weeks ago, like I said, I don't know what happened that morning. I don't know if it was just stress or I don't know. I mean, it was the most craziest thing that I've ever have happened to me, and I know a couple people commented, and I don't like to keep talking about what the people comment, but I do it because if somebody reads something, I want you to understand from my point of view. People, you're going to believe whatever you want to believe in life. I mean, that's just how life is. That's how you're wired. I don't try to change anybody. I try to bring the truth of what I've seen and what I've been through to help you to not experience the places I've seen. If anything, continue to live your life. My life is, I don't understand. Never have. I don't understand why. It's kind of like a tornado, going through what I went through yesterday. You go through and go, why does one house go and one house stay? What's the direction of all of this? What changes all of this? What makes things like this take place? So you look at it and you go, okay, is there a God? Is there not a God? Is there a Lucifer? Is not? Is the Holy Bible just a bunch of books put together in one? Like I said, when I was younger, I used to enjoy reading the Choose Your Adventure books. You get so far, and then you have to choose and go to a certain page, whichever journey that you chose to went down. So you look at it and you go, my adventure is now reading the Bible and going, what choice do I make today? We all have things in common, whether we want to believe it or not. It doesn't matter what someone does. It's how you change today. I never say things to take away from what God is going to pour out from doing good things. I don't want man's praise, but teaching wise, I believe I'm in the good on this. I don't know. Like today, I went to this coal shipper to pick up this load. The girl's got a mask on, American African girl. She's just sitting there and kind of, I don't know, kind of like I call the Eeyore effect, And I started to walk away. She gave me the map of where the trailers, the loaded trailers are. I started to walk away and I stopped. I turned back around and I said, you know what? Thank you. Thank you for drawing this map. And not only did she just hand me the map like she marked it all out exactly where to make the turn, what part of the building, and explained it all to me. So I think they're just like all of a sudden perked up a little bit. And I said, listen, no matter what happens in life, you have to understand you are somebody, and what you're doing is important, whether nobody ever tells you or not. Because these corporate offices and these people lose focus on the people that's making them the money. Now I'm not saying we have to bow down and kiss everybody's butt, because if you were a corporation, you did that, you can't make anybody happy. Only they can make themselves happy. I remember being a supervisor, and we were in a group meeting. They brought in so many groups at a time, and because it was a big place. And I remember sitting there, and I remember this guy, it was complaints and all this stuff. How can we make the company bigger? And first thing, this guy raises his hand, and he says, well, the problem is you guys don't appreciate nobody. And I'm sitting there, I'm thinking, we don't appreciate nobody. What are you talking about? You know. And then he says, more money. If you appreciate it, should show us an act. Well, first of all, this guy was only here 30 days. So I looked over at the owner and my boss, which is vice president, which is the owner's son. And I said, do you mind if I handle this one? He says, not at all. I looked down the table and I looked over at him and I said, first of all, I said, your opinion does matter. Second of all, you took this job 30 days ago and you accepted the pay. Your 90-day review hasn't even came up yet. You don't know what awaits you, but you're focused on today. You're focused on coming in here complaining about money. You know, even if you get a pay raise, if you take that pay raise, if it's 20 cents, and you take 20 cents, times it by 40 hours, whatever, how many hours you work, and you take that money out, and you put it in a savings, or in a box, or whatever, and save it, you're going to be further along than you ever was. And you never touch it. And then you get another raise, and you do the same thing. And then you add that money to whatever you already have saved. People, because what happens is, you get a pay raise and people run out, buy new cars, buy this, buy that, charge out stuff, do whatever. Oh, I got a pay raise. You're going to celebrate. Yeah, go ahead and celebrate. Go to dinner. Better yet, if you're a female, I'll get to you in a minute. If you're a male, take your wife out. You know, why are we stuck on this, well, they don't do nothing for me? Well, you are to do the right thing. You are to do the right thing as a spouse. Boyfriend, girlfriend, same thing. If you're living together, to me, living together, I'm probably not the person to come for advice on living together. Because first of all, I got two ways of looking at it. First of all, you shouldn't do it. Second of all, if you are going to do it, then you might as well consider yourself married. Do as you are, but do it under God's way. I had somebody ask me once, Nelson, you know I've been with this girl for a long time, and we lived together for over half of the time we've been together. And I said, yes. He says, I don't believe in marriage. I went, okay. I said, why? He says, because I think marriage is ruining people's lives. What do you mean? And he says, well, I think once you put your name on the paper, it's like ownership. It gives you the right to. I said, no, it doesn't give you the right. People, I said, it's like a car. Remember back in the day when you used to come over and I'd work on your car, I was building cars, and you'd sit with me and he says, yeah, man, yeah. I said, remember when the bolts wouldn't come out and I had the one engine mount loose on one side and I couldn't get the other side loose? And I finally just got ticked off and I took the whole motor mount off, and you started laughing and you said, well, I guess that's the way to do it. I said, no, but you just got to overcome it. When I change oil regularly in my car, it keeps and increases the life of my car. Changing those filters, maintenance it, checking the tires, rotating my tires. You know, all these things take effect. And it gives you longer life out of your tires, gives you longer life from your engine. Yeah, what about if I buy a used car? Well, it's the same thing. But change the oil. If it's higher miles, get the higher extended mile oil and stuff, and pay a little bit more, and you'll have it a little bit longer. I don't care if you paid $100 for a car. $100 car, almost impossible to find these days. But back in the day, I could find $100 cars all day, even if they weren't starting. I didn't care. I bought them. It wasn't the car. The fact of having something that I didn't have to rely on nobody. See, I got something in my life that I don't have to rely on man. I had to rely on a man And it took me a long time to figure out that I had to rely on a man when I was against man. Because the man that went to the cross is the man I rely on today. Is the man that gives me peace and joy and happiness. Nobody can steal it unless I let them. So if I let them take something out of my life, they're not to blame, I'm to blame. You know, I'm not perfect, people. And sometimes I wonder why anybody even watches these videos. But then I read the comments. You know, like today, Amber, you know, I'm sorry, I didn't ask permission, but unbelievable. You know, it still lightened my spirit today. You know, I just personally want to say, I hope you end up watching this video. I'm going to do, like I said, I got it written down back here. I'm going to do it tonight. But I just really wanted to just thank you. Thank you for such kind, loving words. I mean, and I know somebody might read your comment now and go back and look at the video that just posted and go, I don't get it. You don't have to get it. You don't have to get it, but I get it. And that's all that matters. It's personal. It touched me. You know, and sometimes when you feel like you want to give up and you want to throw that towel in, here comes these person like Amber. It means something. And I think deep down inside, she's going to hear this and go, yeah, I understand it. If not, you're more than welcome to ask me. But you think about this. You think about Passover. You know, they mark the doors and the angel will pass over and death will follow everyone else. People, when that time comes and you're left here, death will follow because so many of you are not going to be strong enough. If you're not strong now because of the flesh, your flesh takes over. Man, we got nothing but bad coming. I'm telling you, it's going to get worse. There's always that calm in the storm that you think that you're good. Well, that good gets you nothing but headaches. And I know sometimes you think of these videos, it's your opinion. I respect your opinion, whether it's good, bad, however you want to take it. It's okay. It's your way of looking at it. You don't like the videos? That's fine. You want to comment negative stuff? That's fine. You want a positive comments? That's fine. Whatever is inside of you. But you got to understand something. I only understand what I can read. I only understand what I see. And if there's not enough there, I'm guilty of that myself, because I've had people not only beat the living tar out of me, then put me on the cross, and then throws more stones at me, take me off the cross and beat the living tar out of me again, and then put me back on that cross. And don't even have a leg to stand on. And as I'm standing there next to the Lord himself, and he looks at me and goes, how do you feel? I said, horrible. Can't believe it. And he looks at me and goes, every time this is done to you, they do it to me. And I said, well, you went through the worst of all worst. You don't look at it that way. We don't look at Christ, what he continues to do for us. When you woke up this morning, was you thinking about your day? Was you thinking about getting coffee, making coffee? Maybe you got an automated coffee pot. Maybe you like cappuccinos, espressos, or whatever it is that you fancy these days. There's so many different things. I always say, if you're not confused in life, go to Starbucks. You will be more confused and life would make more sense to you. And if you don't know what I'm talking about there, then you already got Starbucks down to a pat. And I mean Starbucks as in life. It's what you want to get out of it. Did you hear your kids? If you got younger kids at home going to school or in college, did you hear them stumbling around, maybe bickering back and forth with each other? And then you hear that famous thing, whether you're dad at home or mom at home. Mom, dad, will you make them stop? I can't find this. And you're thinking in your head, oh, I can't wait till they get older. Can't wait till this days are done. And how many of you ever think, I don't know, maybe it's right where you took it off at? I didn't wear it last. You know, these are the things that used to go through my head. And now that it's that days, I think back to the times that I was at home and listened to the kids run down the hallway, or listened to them, even though I was frustrated because they wouldn't go to bed, even though I was frustrated because they wouldn't listen most of the time. But this is nice. Even the turnpike, you just gotta love. This is more jacked up, confusing. Ever since the COVID, man, they jacked it. Pennsylvania, I can say honestly, has the best. You just drive through them and the heck with all this nonsense. But either way, you know, them little footsteps and that little bickering back and forth may seem like a headache now, but there will come a time when you'll look back at them sounds as just music and the calm and peace of it, you know. Everything we go through in life has a particular reason. Where I'm going with all this is, did you wake up already planning your day? I gotta be at work at such a time, or, you know, I gotta get the kids off to school. Maybe you're staying home, parent. Maybe you're getting up and leaving before the family's up so you can make it to work, to punch that director clock, as we call life. Maybe you feel like you're going nowhere in life. Maybe you got dreams. People, I got all kinds of dreams. And I've always wondered why I have these dreams. Really, truthfully. Because I've always was told, you know, dreams come from the devil, they come from God. How do you know they're from God? Is they're not, it's something that's achievable. Not something that's going to let you down. Yes, there is bad things that you can achieve, but what I'm saying is God's going to prosper. You know, maybe sometimes our dreams are just that. You know, God has it stored, but we're too busy trying to run down a pathway and put God back in a box. Maybe He is calling you to do it. Maybe it's the time to do it. You know, I've had a lot of people talk about the ministry stuff. You know, why don't you just jump right into it? Well, first of all, there's a church in Barton I looked at a while back. I drove by it. And it's over here. If anybody is familiar with the Barton in Ohio that lives in Ohio, and you would understand what I'm talking about. If you're coming past where the old Kmart used to be, I think it's Big Lots or something now. I don't even know what it is, to be honest. I know that maybe it's Mark's. I don't know. I can't remember. It's been a long time since I've been down that way. But anyways, as you're coming around the bend, like you're going down towards Kimmer Boulevard there, it was off to the right. There used to be a car lot and a church right there. But, you know, when you start investigating stuff, you look into the pricing of, even the person was willing to lease it out. because it's already set up as a church. Thinking. And then he says, well, maybe we can do some kind of arrangements, to where you can buy it on a basic lease and stuff like that. And then once you look at the down payment, and how much the payments are, plus the mortgage I got at home, and you start thinking about all this going. Now, I'm not putting God in the box. I'm just saying. I'm trying to give you examples of what I've looked into. Go back to when I wrote all these letters to these churches. Not one, people. Not one. I remember walking up to pastors and talking to pastors about it. I don't know. Unbelievable. You don't know. But you're a pastor. And everything I write, you say is biblical. But you don't know. So, then some people call what we're doing here ministry. In a way, I guess it is. It's teaching. I mean, I have put one teaching on here about the sin. But it gets to a point, I look at a scale. Now just picture this with me. You know how the old scales were, you got a tray here and a tray here, and they all hang. And, you look at tray, but then you turn it, put another tray in a tray, and then turn it again, put another tray in a tray, turn it again, put another tray in a tray. Now you got to keep all these things balanced, okay? And I want you to go, well, what are you talking about? Okay, let's just say the first two. You got work, you got home. Two most important things. Wrong. God and Jesus. Then you got home. That's on the first two. Flip it around. You got family. You got work. Now you can flip the work and family because I'm talking about your immediate family. Okay? Your mom, your dad, your sisters, whatever. You can flip it around. Work. Whichever. However you want to put it. Now there's no order to how you put it after God and Jesus and home. There's no order after that. You put what is more important to you. And the outcome of this is going to be very interesting. Then you go around your hobbies and your dreams. Then you flip it around again. What's important and what drives you to achieve. Well, sit here and think about this for a split moment. How often do you end up working from the bottom up? It happens all the time. I'm telling you, all the time. People get stuck in these ruts because they don't start it off with God. They don't start it off with Jesus. And if they don't do that, they're not going anywhere. Their drive is for their wants, their desires. It's okay to have hobbies. It's okay to have dreams. It's okay to have. I didn't think this thing was going to open. I was about to take the pole out here at the turnpike. But it's okay to have dreams. It's okay to have your life. But it's not okay to put your dreams, unless God's leading you into that, then you automatically still hold the first, God and Jesus. You have to put all the stuff into the proper order in your life under God and Jesus, no matter how you put it. But somehow your home gets shifted all the way out. I try not to dream that much anymore, and I try not to think about my own thoughts, because it's something that becomes sad, because you want to reach that because you feel it. I mean, there's something in me right now that's been burning for years, and I keep asking the Lord to take it, and if not, then open the doors. The thing with ministry is it gets to a point where you go, even doing the channels and comments and stuff, I can't even keep up with the comments. I mean, I never thought when I said I will answer everybody's comments. Trust me, I'm trying. It just gets to a point. And then I had a couple people go, well, I'm not going to comment no more. I'm not going to reply because you won't reply to me. Well, are you doing it for me and you, or are you doing it for God? Because your comments may help somebody else. And if somebody else replies to you, that's okay. If it's a godly advice, I'm saying it's okay. I mean, there's some crazy things that go around out here. Just look out your window for 5 seconds. And 5 seconds may be too long. I look out at windshield and side mirrors all day long. Be surprised what you see. A lot of hate. But I don't know. I've been thinking about life and dreams. And you think back going, would things changed if I would have followed Jesus a lot sooner? Now you gotta understand, I followed Jesus. I just didn't surrender all to Jesus. I was too busy writing still myself. And occasionally I pick up that pen and I go back to that thinking. And then you're right. I gotta lay it down back at God's feet and say, here you go, I'm sorry. And then they got to clean it up. So you ever wonder sometimes when your prayers aren't being answered, maybe unanswered prayer is the best prayer, the best solution that God's giving you. It's because it's unanswered. It's no good for you. It might not be ever good for you, or it might be not good at that time because it's going to take you away from the order. You got to understand, Christ followed an order. Followed a timeline. He followed God's timing. He followed everything in the event, exactly what the Bible says, all the way back to Isaiah, all the way down through. From the beginning of Genesis, you jump through it, you go to Acts, you go through all this, you go to Job. I mean, I can take you back and forth. You know why? Because you can't go anywhere in the Bible where it doesn't speak about Jesus. From the beginning, in the middle, back to the beginning, back to the end, to the middle, to the disciples, back to Isaiah, back to, go all the way back to Genesis, when he is the living word, all things were created through him. People, think about it. What has Jesus done today? When you woke up this morning, try to replay your day. Because you're already going, oh man, it's mandatory overtime, I'm tired of this place, been here too long, I feel like a plant, I feel like I've grown roots in this place, and I've not accomplished anything. Promotions have passed me up, I've not done anything, I'm tired of making this every day. I don't have nice cars like my managers have, I don't have this, boat like my neighbor has. He's also got an RV. He's also got 2 dogs, fenced-in yard, nice ride mower. I got a ride mower that came with the house. The tires were flat. I complained about it. Drove me crazy. But then I thought about it, going, I'm never going to get anything better if I keep complaining about what he's giving me. Then the steering linkage broke, so I had to put a bolt in. I put too long of a bolt in it, and it kept grinding and turning, and it's hard to turn it, but it still cuts. Now the battery's dead. I'm just thinking in my head going, you know, but I'm thankful. I got a push mower out there, self-propelled. Crazy. You know, I'm sitting here and I think about, because this company I'm at now, you know, I don't know. I'm going to see how the next couple of weeks go. But my thing was Monday through Friday, I want the weekends off, and that's what I'm after. You know, I'm tired of chasing the growth. I'm tired of chasing, life. And again, what happened a few weeks ago, people, it changed me. It really did. You know, I really look at life a lot different. You know, I've been looking at jobs that I can be home every day, going back into the maintenance field, going back into seeing if I can get a job as in an HVAC company and work my way up into that. Problem is, and again, I'm not putting God in the box. Most of the stuff's like $17, $20 an hour. You take out taxes, and you're strapped. And that's one thing I will never go back to. I will never go back to being strapped. And I know, in a way, I'm kind of putting God in that box. I know I am. And I keep asking Him for forgiveness, but I also keep asking Him to open the door. Help me. Show me where you want me. Every morning I wake up in this truck. And I started becoming more thankful. Yesterday, or the day before, I can't remember. As you guys know, Darlene goes to a food pantry, volunteers to the Salvation Army. She goes, we got this towpath that runs by the house. She goes down there and walks. It's nice. She listens to teachings and different people, prophesying things. And to answer somebody's question, they wanted to know if Darlene listens to a lot of the stuff that I put on here. Not a whole lot of them. Some of them she does go on and listen to. But you gotta understand, most of the stuff she's already heard me tell her or go on there. So it's not like she's not giving me support on it, I guess. I mean, I don't know. You're gonna look at however you want to look at it. But I'm glad that she's actually getting this other words, because it backs up what I say. And how can anybody come against it if somebody else is speaking the same thing? You see, so I look at it as a balanced scale. And but anyways, I called her up, wanted to know, because I haven't heard from her, and I was just curious to see what was going on. And I know walking that towpath, the area, some of the areas she goes into, it can be pretty shaky. So not only did I buy her mace, but she never wears it. She don't carry it. So it's kind of like having a gun and never buying bullets. It's kind of useless. But that's when God's protection comes in, and whatever's going to happen is going to happen. got to accept God's plan. You got to accept what God has. You got to accept what God is doing in life. He's in control. You know that song Carrie Underwood did, Jesus Take the Wheel? You know, here you go. You know, let me put the sails up and let's let God blow the wind and let's move where He wants us to go to today. You know, I don't know what tomorrow's going to bring, but I do know this. I'm not willing to stop in life when I see the end coming. People, we might have another 2 years, we might have 5 years, we might have another 6 months, we might have, today's Thursday, you figure what we celebrate, Good Friday, is the day He was arrested, put to the cross, rose on Sunday, which, again, believe what you the Bible clearly states different, but it's like Christmas. Alright, we celebrate Easter, the resurrection, on Sunday, which is kind of good. Maybe they do it because everybody's pretty much off on that day. You know, that's one day you could never say, I couldn't go to church, unless you actually have to work on Sunday. I know people that their rotation is on 4 days, off 4 days. So, you never know what you're going to get. It's like Forrest Gump, life's like a box of chocolates. But these days, you do know what you're going to get because you can look at the little diagram and look at the pictures and look at what it is. I don't like it. Then why don't you take a bite of it? Not like it before you took the bite of it, or did you not like it after you took the bite of it? There's a big difference. What do you mean? Well, if you didn't like it and you know what it tastes like, you should never take another bite out of it. And now you're going to expect someone else to eat it. I know some of you might sit back and go, no, I'm not doing it. Listen, I've eaten food after my kids. I've eaten food off my plate with my kids. Some of you might go, well, I don't know, I don't like the whole, somebody bites off of it. If it's my kids, or if it's my wife, and we got, like going to the Mexican restaurant, where you got the cheese dip and stuff. I don't really care, people. You know, man, over the years, I've eaten with gear oil on my hands, oil, dirt, hard telling. Stuff would fall on the ground when I was outside playing. I'd pick it up and eat it, not thinking about any of it, and what it is or what it wasn't. So think about it. When you were a kid, you dropped something. Did you think about it fell on the ground, or you're sharing French fries with a friend? You're not wondering if their hands are clean. Saying. I get the whole thing with germs. I get the whole thing, people want to wipe cards off. I have a different opinion on it. Because I look at it this way. We never worried about it before, until COVID. And even so, even if you sanitize your cart when you walk in Walmart, you can put a freaking gallon of Corel on there. But let's just think about this. As you're walking around in the store, ooh, I like this shirt. You pick it up. Not thinking. Put it back on the And you do this several times. Different shirts, different items that you're looking for. You're going down. Now you're going over to do your grocery shopping. And you're looking at stuff and picking it up and reading the calories or the back of it or whatever. And you put it back on the shelf and you see another one that's the same thing and you're comparing it and it's cheaper, so naturally you're going to go with the cheaper one. You see how many items that you just randomly touched without sanitizing anything. See, my way of looking at it is God created my body. God created my healing process that goes on in my body. So if that's the case, what do I have to worry about? First of all, it's like getting a flu shot, right? They inject the flu into you, and look what happens. Your body fights it off. Well, anything that's coming into me, my body needs to be able to recognize it and fight it off. Okay, well, sometimes, yeah, you might get sick. Sometimes you might get beaten down a little bit. Colds are the worst to me. Head colds are horrible. Especially being out here. It's hard to focus on doing what I'm doing day to day sometimes. Let me run this by you real fast. Okay, typical morning. Get out of bed, go into the bathroom, come out there, get the coffee, listen to the kids. You're already having a splitting headache because you don't want to listen to this all day. Now let's just say it's a Saturday. You doing anything today? As I sit there with thoughts in my head, kind of like that night before Christmas. You have visions of sugar plums. This one you have thoughts going 7 o'clock in the morning. I can't even get you out of bed in time for school. And it's 7 o'clock in the morning and you're asking me if we're doing anything today? Yeah. What are we doing, Dad? Where are we going? Outside in the yard. Rake the leaves. Mow the grass. Blow the leaves. Oh, I'm busy. They didn't even let me finish, see? Afternoon time. Dad, I'm going to go hang out. Oh, are you telling me or asking me? There's a big difference. So the way you just said it sounds like you're telling me. Oh. Dad, would it be all right? Oh, after you already got the person sitting in the driveway? Maybe not. Dad, what? See, you haven't learned anything because you just assume it's okay. Well, I didn't think you were going to mind. You're going to be busy in the yard all day. I didn't say all day. Is it all right, Dad? Yeah, go ahead. We'll talk about it later. Do we have to? Yeah. I said we'll talk about it later. You want to talk about it now? The longer we talk about it, the longer they're going to sit out there and wait. And I might change my mind. Okay, love you, Dad. Out the door they go. So later on, they come home, I'm gone. Blowing up the phone. Dad, why don't you pick up the phone? I sent back. Why don't you ever pick up the phone when I call you? They text me back. I don't know why. Dad, I know you're reading these text messages. It shows up. I don't care. I'm not replying. When I finally get home, they're like, Dad, why didn't you reply? I was worried. Oh, really? Well, now you know how I feel. It's not so great, is it? Not so great to get ignored. Where were you? Oh, okay. Hold on a minute. I walk into the kitchen, get where my bills and stuff are that comes in the mail, and ones that still need it paid or whatever, and I put them on the table and I said, here you go. These are due here and here on these dates. You see that date? That's when this bill's due by. Why are you telling me that? Well, I figured if you're asking me where I've been and what I'm doing, then you must be the parent. Just truthfully, people, I said I had a different way of teaching children. I I know I've listened to it all. Well, that's kind of rough. Well, no. It makes him ready for the world, I guess. Things aren't just going to be handed to you. You can't expect things to just be there if no one's willing to teach you. But the thing of it is if we don't listen to Jesus and the Father when we're in prayer, we don't give them time, you're never going to know what the rest of the day is going to bring you. You may miss an opportunity. That's where I was going with that, because that's exactly what they did. I end up going to the movies. I went to dinner. Well, what are we going to have? Leftovers? Heat them up. Well, you always either buy something on Friday or Saturdays. I did. I went out to dinner. It was good, by the way. How was your guys' time with your friends? I don't know, we really didn't do anything. What movie did you see? Well, it's just going to make you more upset, so why are you asking? Sometimes when we're disobedient and we're not taking the time for Jesus, you can't be upset when you miss something. When you miss that pour out. Because the Bible clearly says, what I inherited is yours. What is in heaven shall be yours on earth. Well, think about this. Everything Jesus inherited. Now, let's just say you have a family member pass away and they left you a large sum of money. Here I come over to your house, sitting there, and I say, well, you got a large inheritance. Yes, I did, Nelson. Well, you going to share with me? What? I tried to do it without laughing. But are you going to share with me? What? Why? Why would I do that? It's inherited. I know, but it's mine. I get that, but I'm your friend. Family. You said I was family. Yeah? But I'm not going to share my inheritance with you. Why? Because I'm just not. Oh. But then I got Jesus. That's going to share his inheritance. See? But yet, we use prayer time for God I need, God I want, God I this. So then you go through your day and you start thinking about life. Okay? I gotta do this, I gotta get this done, and then you're, oh my gosh, I gotta wash the car, I gotta change oil, man, I just wanted to get a workout in. I just, it's kind of like that Toby Keith song. I picture the Lord just sitting there going, changing the words, you like talking about you, but occasionally you need to listen to me. That is what we're failing to do in life. Instead of waking up in the morning, putting that foot down and letting the devil know that you're there, we wake up letting the devil know that we're there all right because we're already complaining. Because the kids might be yelling and screaming, carrying on. All you want to do is start your morning, use the bathroom, get your coffee, get chocolate milk, get your orange juice, whatever it is that you do. I noticed something lately. I wake up and first of all, I'm going on there, turning off 900 alarms because I set so many different alarms depending on the day that I had, because I want to make picture of the mother. Then I realized maybe that ain't such a good thing. Maybe I should just send one and then I'll make myself happy too. Then you go through how many people these days get right up and grab their phones. Sit right on their phones. I've noticed a couple times, even at home, sometimes I'm looking up stuff, folks. I'm not even on like YouTube or anything. I'm just looking up at general stuff. But I'm missing at time Jesus. I should never start anything because it becomes a habit. Now, I do believe taking distractions out of your life, if that phone's a distraction, then yeah, you need to check your emails, check whatever the heck you normally check, get it done, get your coffee, get a cup in you, and then go to prayer. Well, I know well about it. You have time to get on that phone, you have time to go drink that coffee. At least Jesus is letting you, being patient, allowing us to get the distractions out of our lives. Let the dog out, get the kids off, do whatever you gotta do. But you gotta give Jesus that time. Okay, say you're overslept. You gotta run, hustle, get out the door. Well, I recommend before you go to that gym or you go whatever you're going to do that you normally do after work or whatever you're doing, you better have that time for Jesus first. I'll do it before I go to bed. I'll pray, and then you're praying and falling asleep. And I'm not coming against anybody. I'm just saying, if this is hitting you, then you better start listening to that Spirit speak to you. Because there's truth in it. Trust me. It's happened to me. That's why I speak about this stuff, because it's something that strikes me. Guilty of it myself. So then you think back, and I'm already thinking about this weekend, and this was earlier on in the week, because I left out Sunday. So I'm already thinking about this weekend. Still got to cut down a couple branches off this one tree, drop it down so I can finish getting the other one dropped down. I got a pine tree that I want to drop down. And then I got this big, giant, ugly tree next to the house that's overgrowing everywhere. Then I got to start notching that thing down. So like I said a while back, I'm going on there and I was thinking about what Darlene was doing. And granted, picking up the sticks because the wind blew a lot of the sticks loose, and there were so many bloody sticks all over the yard. I'm like, I cleaned up some of them one day when I was out there. I'm going, oh my gosh, this is intense. It's like walking in a forest with so many sticks. And so I called her up. I didn't hear back from her. And I'm like, hey, what are you doing? How was your walk and workout, whatever? I think she went to the gym after the day. I don't quite remember. And she says, I'm picking up sticks. I said I would help when I came in. Yeah, I know, but I just wanted to do it, so you didn't have to do it. And I sat there for a split moment, and I started thinking about the kids. My fault. I'm telling you, my fault. I allowed it. When I'd ask them, hey, is there any money in it? No. Can you come out and help me? Oh, Dad, I'm going to my friend. See, even with the kids, I got to a point I just shut down. I'm not saying it's right. I'm just saying I just couldn't do it. I couldn't keep going through life. And it's amazing how I listen to some of them say how hard their lives were. I'm thinking, you're insane. I think I think I pampered you pretty dang on good. You know, I remember when my son left and he came back right before school started, just had enough because I got laid off from the job I was at. And just had enough money to get their school closed. Unemployment didn't start coming in yet. And I'm telling you, here he comes. I'm thinking, he was at his mom. I said, "Did mom buy you any school clothes or anything?" No. I'm like, now what are we gonna do? Because there was no budget. So you look around and you go, what can I sell? You need school clothes, you need shoes. And I'm thinking in my head, no matter what, it's not going to be good enough because you got to have certain name brand stuff and and it's not going to be good enough, let alone that I just sold my mower, my blower, and all the stuff that I have for my lawn business, and I'm watching it go right out the window. And I know how hard it took me to get to where I was at to buy this stuff. No appreciation. None. You know, you sacrifice a lot of stuff. They don't realize sometimes what you've done. Just like we don't really put in the concept of what Jesus has done for us. We don't really look at what God has given us. We're too busy wanting that bigger thing in life. Well, that bigger thing may not be good for you. Maybe it is. I don't know. Maybe God wants you to have it, but it's just not yet. I keep asking every day. And again, I want to bring this up. The whole Orange County chopper thing, okay? There's a few people, even from here, been voting. They put votes in for me. And let me tell you what, people. I've had a couple family members do it once. These few people have been doing it non-stop. But one girl just started because she didn't know until she actually heard, but she's been doing it faithfully. I'm telling you, I look at it and I go, and I sent the stuff to my family and stuff. I put it on Facebook. And you think they would go, yeah, let's everybody dig in. Let them have a dream come true. I know, some of you may say, maybe it's not God's will. But here's the crazy thing. I didn't sign up for this. I woke up one morning and I looked at my text messages and there it is. Just boom, there it is. And again, I'm a big OCC fan. Because that was reality to me. Even the senior and junior thing, reality to me. Some people come against it. Well, that's fine. Come against it. If that's the only thing you can come against in my life, then I'm doing really good. And I try not to get too excited about it, but we're finishing up on the 15 going into the final. It's different levels. So it's getting ready to go. Today ends it. And you go into the final 10. Well, that means you got to be at the top of your group. There's so many groups. I don't know how many groups there is, but I know right now I was in 7th place. I went back up to 6th. I was at 4th place for a while, dropped down to 5th, then I went to 6th, then I went to 7th. I'm back up at 6th. And I'm thinking, okay, I'll make the final 10. Now when you go to the final 5, okay, you got to remain in the top 5. Then you go to the finals. And I got a feeling that's where I'm going to drop out when it goes to the final 5, because I have not made it back up to that 5th place. But then, even going into the final 5, you got to climb that top real quick. And the thing of it is, my thing is, you can vote every 24 hours, and it's free. I'm thinking in my head going, man, I must have really been a horrible person. Because even so, whether or not it's my dream, it's just something I miss, whatever. Am I going through a midlife crisis? I don't know. I don't understand how the thing even come to the phone in the first place. But I was like super excited. I'm not giving up. I know, but I have said this, and I said this yesterday. I said, it would take God at this point for this to happen. And this is why I talk about dreams, and this is why I talk about things in life I try not to get excited about, and I try not to get excited about this. And again, am I putting God in a box? I don't know, maybe. Is this just another trick and scheme of the devil to make me feel disappointed? That's a good possibility too. You know, I know people, even Darlene at times talks about motorcycles, how unsafe they are, and I understand all that. I mean, I've crashed motorcycles. I know it's not fun. It's not fun at all. I've crashed cars, and that's not fun at all. Either way, it's a lose-lose situation. I drive this big old thing down the road, and that's not fun at all. You know, these things. But you have to look at it going, I'm telling you all this for a reason. No, I'm not asking people to vote. It's not that. But what I'm saying is, I believe over the time of these videos have been going on, I believe you're starting to believe and trust in what I tell you, because I give you my life in it. And it helps you if you're going through it going, yeah, I can relate to it. I don't need somebody to tell me that what I'm doing is stupid. I don't walk up to people and tell them that their dreams are stupid. And I really don't appreciate people telling me that to me. I mean, it's hurtful. It truly is. It truly hurt me. And these two people know who they are. I've got a feeling they're gonna come across this. It's the only reason why I'm putting it in there. You know, I don't ask for much in life. Never have. I've always been a fixer or a doer for something for somebody else. I have a hard problem spending any kind of money on anything for myself. So when I have an opportunity, I don't need someone to say that it's stupid or I can't believe you actually think that you're going to win. Thank you. Thank you for handing me a balloon and then cutting the string and so I can watch the balloon float away. Seriously, that's exactly what happened. Exactly what you did to me. And the thing of it is, you don't know me. You just know what you hear and see on YouTube. You know, I'm a person too. I do have feelings. I may not be the most vulnerable person and show my emotions as another person says that I I read script on the Randy Cave video. No, I didn't. You don't know me. But yet you want to judge me. Come stand face to face to me. How long do you got? You want me to give you the 4-hour version? Because I'll tell you every bit of hell that I've seen. And I guarantee it, I'm going to hand you a barf bucket while you're sitting there listening to it. You want to know my life? Come on and sit down. You want to know the things I did in that satanic home? Then come on and sit down. But you better be prepared to understand truly. Because I don't think you can handle it. I think back on it, it gives me nightmares. So people, all I'm saying is, don't bash someone's dreams. Don't try to tear somebody down because you don't understand it. You know, when you build cars and you build stuff and you have children, and I finally had a son, and I'm thinking, man, I'm going to be able to pass this stuff on to him. I did body work. I used to spray cars, do all this stuff. He got into it. You know, he did the landscaping with me. Didn't really care for it too well, but at least we hung out. And I'm thinking, man, I'm going to be able to pass all this along. And again, I screw up life because that's all I hear. You know, I'm not having a pity party. I'm just saying what I hear. And I remember back on Father's Day on Facebook that he posted this post. And I'm telling you, people, I've asked God to take this away from me, and it still will not. He will not remove this. I don't know why, but every Father's Day I think about this. I see this post. I want to thank this person. Because of him, I wouldn't be where I'm at if it wasn't for him. I wouldn't be where I'm at today and the things that I have accomplished. And he's doing this whole spiel. And I'm thinking, man, I'm tearing up and I'm going, wow, man, you know, this is my boy saying this about me. You know, that's a highlight in itself, man. I mean, I'm like, wow. You know, I guess he really does care for me. This really does love me. And then he mentioned his father-in-law. And I was like, I'm telling you, only thing I can relate to is when I was in a boxing match and they told me on this round, you're going to have to make it look convincing and we need you to lose this fight. It's like you see the right hand ball coming up and you know that left's coming. So I went to block like I was blocking the right. I let the guy hit me in the side of the head and I just buckled my legs and fell. I laid there and I'm listening to the count and I'm thinking in my head, you just have no idea sometimes the stuff people say that haunts you. And I don't know, you know, in a way, I guess that's why, and it's nobody's fault, but I truly am, from my heart, and God is my witness, I am still trying to answer these things. So don't take what I'm about to say in the wrong way. It doesn't matter if I answer them or not. You know, when I see stuff like this, it just kind of sets me back for a moment. You know, it's like, so, you know, hopefully what you're getting out of this is start looking at your life. Start looking at what you have in your life. Start thanking God, Jesus. Thank God that He sent Jesus. And thank Jesus that He is that in between from here to the Father. Because no man shall enter the kingdom but not through the Lord Himself. We have to go through Him. So really, think about it. Are we thankful? You know, I thought about something just now, actually, so I'm going to share it with you. Looking good. I'm glad you guys want me to share it. Sometimes I drive down the road and I look at people's yards and I'm going, my gosh, look at all that stuff piled around there. It looks kind of trashy. And then I think about people driving by my house going, his yard looks trashy. He's got a trailer in there. He's got a car sitting beside his garage. Blah, 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 blah. Maybe then people are happy with where it looks. Maybe, I don't know. Maybe they can't afford a dumpster to get rid of some of this stuff. Maybe they just like it. I don't know. But who am I to judge someone? Is that not judgmental? It just came to me because I just looked at this yard going, wow. I just did it again, you know, and that's why I brought it to your attention. See how quick? Who am I to judge them people because they got a lot of stuff in their backyard? You know, we're always afraid what our neighbors think about us. What this and that. You know, the guy that showed us our house, he had the keys and stuff, the guy, because he was down in Florida, so he was letting this guy hold the keys and let people tour the house, or whatever arrangements they had, I don't know. But, you know, you can understand, I'm coming by the house and looking at the house because work was supposed to be getting done so we can finish this deal so we can get this deal closed. And I'm seeing the guy across the street working on a car in the driveway. And I'm thinking in my head going, wait a minute. You know, I don't care what this previous owner, we've already put money down on this house. You know, I found it very disrespectful. You know, let alone the guy has a driveway. But then again, I'm coming against it. I'm thinking, you know, you've got 2 cars sitting in your driveway. Why don't you get rid of those cars? You'll have more room, clean your garage up, and you'll have room. Now, who am I to even think this stuff? My garage is a mess. Got stuff piled everywhere. But out of fairness, I don't have a lot of time to do much with it. I really feel like just ordering a dumpster and just tossing everything in it. But then I'll be sad. Because then I'll have to work on something and be like, I don't have to work. And I don't want to pay the garage $90 an hour to work on something. Or a $100 fee to hook something up to a machine. I mean, I get it. You got a business to run, but I get it. I got a household to run. It's kind of like, and I'm going to finish with this. It's kind of like a guy sent me an email. Hey, I got your email off of YouTube. All right. I'm thinking, first of all, for someone to even come up to me and ask me advice, I'm still blown away by that. But I'm glad that people are getting more out of these videos. Hopefully everybody's getting what God has done and what Jesus has done in my life. And that I'm able to even give this kind of advice to anybody because I'm still here. But he says, hey, I got a couple old bikes. One's in my shed, one's behind the shed, and they're both the same bike. And I got a couple in my garage that have been tarped up. I got the one that I ride, but I would like to donate a bike to you. I just feel no money. I feel God's saying, here, I'd like to give you the one in the shed and the one behind the shed. That way you got parts. I was excited. I was like, wow. You know, and it kind of happened right about the time when the guy was coming against me about the chopper. I can't believe you think you'd win. So he says, all right. He goes, you live in the Akron area. I heard you talk about it. He goes, I don't live too far from there. I'm up in Lodi. And I know you drive trucks, so I'll load the stuff up. When I'm ready, I'll get your address and bring it to your house. I have the titles for both bikes. I'll get them notarized, and you can do the rest from there. So I'm thinking, man, this is so cool. so cool. And I couldn't, I'm sending stuff back to this guy, thanking him, and I said, man, this is so thoughtful and very kind of you. I appreciate this. I really do. You don't even understand. And I said, when I get this bikes finished, and even if I only get the one going, I'll send you a video so you can listen to it run and whatever. Guy said, yeah, that would be great, man. I appreciate it. So it was a couple weekends ago. So then I started thinking, wow, Lord, even if the Orange County chopper thing doesn't work, at least I can build these bikes. And they're going to be mine. You know, at least one of them I'm going to get going. And it's going to be mine. Again, mine. No one can take it from me. The guy sends me an email and goes, and then it dawned on me it was the same guy. You're so gullible. You actually think that I would give you 2 bikes? That's about as bad as thinking you're going to win the OCC. Now, I don't know about anybody else, but I tell you right now, if I knew this guy's address, even if he did live in Lodi, I'm thinking in my head, man, I will put a fist in your mouth. And then I'm thinking in my head going, that's what the devil wanted. But still, I mean, dang. I just, even in my rotten days, people, I'm talking my rotten days, I would have never done something like that to someone, ever. I'm going, dang, are you kidding me right now? I mean, it's like, and then you just think back, you know, I go, Jesus, have I not repented of something? You know, is this my punishment? You know, what in the world? It's crazy. Unbelievable craziness. So, I know I just rambled on quite a bit, but hopefully whoever the Lord sends to listen to this, you'll get something from it. Don't give up on your dreams, people. Even if they don't come true, it's something that no one can take from you. No matter how hard it is, hurts when you fall. And I got a feeling the run will be over in a couple weeks, because I think it's 6 days. Each one now is 6 days. So tonight, I know for a fact I'll go into the final 10. And then I'll have six more days of, and then it's done. And I'm not taking anything away from God if I just prepare myself for the blow of it. The hit's not as hard. But if God wants it, it's going to be done. I don't know. And I know to some people, doing a silly build that I don't even really get to help build it, but it's just the fact that my ideas and the paint and the scheme of it, I don't know. But honestly, man, I was sitting back thinking about those bikes, and I was like, man, I'm going to pull that, I'm going to pull the stuff out of there, I'm going to get all the stuff out of the shed, get the stuff in totes and label it, stack it up out there real nice and neat, put the snowblower out there, get the ride mower into a good spot. I already started to put a platform behind the shed there so I could just back the ride mower up in there and bring that one bike in there that's been in the shed, start tearing it down. And then it dawned on me again, this is why I don't trust man. It's a blow, I'm telling you. It's okay. That light is still shining. This guy coming on the on-ramp, doesn't yield, expects me to move, and then comes by and tells me I'm the number one person. This is what I'm talking about, people, right here. Unbelievable. But anyways, God bless you guys. If you got good Easter plans, family, whatever, don't forget the real meaning. Take the opportunity, whether people want to hear it or not. Just plant those seeds, people. Plant those seeds. Let God do the watering. God bless you. Thank you for being here. Thank you for watching. Thank you for being on this journey. Keep praying for Denny's house to sell. Keep praying for that. As far as I know, that hasn't come to pass yet. But if we keep it in prayer, I believe God's going to work quickly for whatever He has in store. Bless Him. Keep it moving. God bless you. Love you. Till the next one.